I met a gypsy.
Not only in moto, but also in so many sports, there's the old cliche of the parent problem. And it's so, it baffles me.
Breaks my heart.
It
And
really does.
I know of some terrible shit.
No, I hear it, man. I hear it. And you go back to like the two most, the variables that affect athletes the most. And like I say, it's anecdotal from my standpoint, but it's romantic relationships and then it's family. And you got these young kids that, you know, they have a dad that might be cold, and then they turn into like this Ricky Bobby thing. Like, well, if you're not first, you're last. It's like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. You ruin kids and you ruin relationships and you ruin their future relationships. That's why the human element, I think, is so lost in the sports psych realm. And that's why I do things differently. I mean, you've seen it, Jace. It's gnarly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I had a conversation with a writer, and they were talking about the relationship with the parents, this, that, and the other. And then I said, well, like, your parents, like, they never hug in front of you, like when you're a kid? And he's like, I saw them hold hands once. I'm just like, oh.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And then if they don't do well, then the parent comes in and just blows them up. And I know you've seen it.
Everyone's seen it. Yeah. Literally everyone that's listening to this is like, yeah. That's just kind of how it goes. It's so crazy, dude.
You want to talk about a complete destruction and mental mindfuck. That's bad.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
It's crazy. I mean, it's just such a weird sport, right? Because you look at like college, and so I feel like it's the same in surfing. I feel like it's like individual.
Every sport.
Snowboarding.
Everything.
But I feel like team sports, you don't have it as much.
True.
Because you go to college.
Yeah.
And your dad doesn't go with you, and you're left to your own devices. And then it's probably dangerous in another sense because you kind of can get veered off course and there's kind of no one there to course correct, or like there's no one micromanaging. But it's like the parent's job should be to arm the kid with enough knowledge and resources to make the right decisions by the time they get to that point in their life.
Well, the what the research says on that is like you've really can like what's the most important piece of a house? It's the foundation. And so you've got what research says until about age 16 to really build that foundation. And not that your kids won't ever stop learning and stuff, but it's like 0 to 16 is incredibly important. And if you've got some kid that is, on to stardom and they don't start doing well and their parent kind of shuns them or goes after them, it's like, what is that going to do to that poor kid's psyche? It just, it hurts. And, there's a doctoral student that actually did this longitudinal study where a kid that played at a high level or performed at a high level at a young age, that by the time they got to 18, they were over it. They were done. They were burnt out. And they weren't having fun. And the parents are driving that.
Yeah, it's so sad, man. It's so crazy to watch. But you think like, so you have a kid that gets a scholarship to play football in college and then he goes away and there's head coaches, there's strength and conditioning, there's physios, there's doctors, there's teachers, there's a lot of people around that person that can like they continue their development and they're like institutionally there for that reason as much as they are to make them good football players, But we have this sport where, and a lot of individual sports are like this, skating, snowboarding, surfing.
Surf, skate, snow, moto for sure.
All of that shit is like this. It's mum and dad are like, this kid's got talent. We're pulling him out of school. He's now joining a training group and he's going to be at Parlour Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Glen Helen on Thursday. And this is what he's doing. And dad's going to be the manager. Dad's going to do the sponsors. And a lot of the money that you're going to win is going to go towards your racing, and it's like a business that these dads are running, and the kids inadvertently become a commodity, and then dad's got to quit his job because the racing's too much, so now he's invested in, like, it's a fucking shit show, dude.
And there's so many stories from so many other sports, and yet people keep doing it,
man.
And you know, I appreciate what you just said very much, because, you know, one of the reasons I'm here is because of like Beaker and Jacob and Carlos at Wasserman and my riders as well. Cause like one guy said it to me 2 weeks ago. He's like, man, I wish I would have known about you a long time ago. Yeah. I said, yeah, I get it, but I'm here now. So if we're going to invest a physio, a nutritionist, they've got mechanics, they got people around them. You know, what I do with agents is because they take on what's known as a dual relationship. Mm. They become the ear, they become the confidant, and then it muddles their relationship.
Yeah.
And that's what is
because they're having to do therapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's like, then they're almost too close. And that's the difference with my job is like, there's people I work with that I would love to be friends with. They'd be great, but I'm not there to be their friend.
Yeah.
I'm a professional.
Yeah.
Like be a pro, not a bro.
It's that was one of the questions I actually wanted to ask you. It's cool you say that. So I feel like in this world, like if someone came to me and they're like, Jace, I want to talk to you for an hour, I probably could talk to that person. I could probably give them some advice, and I've read some books and I've had some life experience. I could probably try and help that person, but I'm not a fucking psychologist. I haven't done the degrees. I haven't. And how many people out there think that because they've done X, Y, and Z in their life, and because they're a cool, chill guy, that they can take people's money and be a life coach, there's a very clear framework that when you practice and you get certified, there's like a moral code, there's an ethical code, there's guidelines, there's like very, very clear guardrails. Like with our therapist, it came up, it was Christmas. We're like, we'd want to get you something like for Christmas, you know, like what do you drink or what? And she's like, no, I just can't. Yeah. Like, I can't. It's not how this works. She's like, I can give you a quick hug, but that's it. Yeah. Like then there has to be these boundaries for it to work. But that's one of the best things about somebody that's like gone through the process and has the real qualifications, is because I do think those boundaries are very important. No,
that is like the cornerstone of what I do. I mean, look, I have very personal, I don't mean this in like a physical standpoint, but like intimate conversations, like dark, deep stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a certain like bond that you establish with the patient, which is, and it was on my licensing exam, like regardless of therapeutic modality, what's the most important thing in a therapeutic relationship? It's rapport. Mm. And so
trust, I'd say.
Yeah, it's the same word, same smell, different aroma.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot of people, like, for instance, I had a guy win a gold medal, you know, in one of the Olympics. I won't say which one. And the whole team thanked me, and like he thanked me and this, that, and the other. I said, dude, look, you're driving the bus. Yeah. I'm just telling you what street to go down every once in a while. This is teamwork. This is collaborative.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of sports psychs that go out and talk about what they did for their client. I'm like, You've never done that sport. How can you claim that?
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and getting back to like the parental thing, it's like, unless you've been racing 250s and 450s, be a mom, be a dad.
Yeah. Well, I think the unfortunate thing for a lot of these parents is there's two things, I think. There's like an element of just genuine, like they're just gripping the wheel as hard as they can because like they know what's best for their kid and they want their kids back and they don't want to have anyone else influence them. So there's like an element of control that's coming out of a genuine like love and want for that person to do well, right? And you can't, it might be misguided, it might be too much, it might be overbearing, it might be harmful, but the intention of it is quite pure. And then I think that's something to unravel. But then I also think that there's a very dark expression of that, which is that they're living through their
Vicariously
child.
through their kid. Yeah, that happens all the time.
And they want to feel as a part of the success as much as it's them on the bike. And that's very, very dark and very toxic. And that's not a thing that is easily, I guess, like you can't really get rid of that.
Oh, and then it goes back to the fame piece. It's like you all of a sudden you got some notoriety. Oh yeah, you're so-and-so's parent. That's your kid. And parents get a little threatened by me.
For sure, bro, because they lose control.
Yeah.
100%.
But the what I say to parents is like, look, I've got 3 boys. And if someone's going to send their kid, I don't care if it's like a school-age kid from the school down the street or it's an elite athlete that's in their teens or early 20s, I'm going to treat them the way I would want someone to treat my own kid.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.